The Girl Talk Leadership Certificate Program is an opportunity to give girls a really hands-on 6-week experience where they get to engage in a number of workshops and activities focused on building self-esteem, body image, and of course, leadership. The Girl Talk Certificate Leadership Program begins with getting the girls to introduce themselves and share who they are. We start by a number of activities that encourage them to come out of their shell, get in touch with who they are, what some of their goals are, and then we really build from there, taking a look at maybe what are some of the things that they're struggling with in their life, what are some of their insecurities that they're facing, what are some of their bigger dreams that they'd like to see for themselves, and what are some of the steps that they think that they can do to get there. When you get the opportunity to really delve in and spend time where you know the girls' names, you know each of their stories, and then you get to kind of mentor them in a really intimate and personal way, it's special, it's something different. And I think for the girls, it gives them that sense of weekly consistency where they become familiar with you and they feel comfortable sharing things that maybe they wouldn't share otherwise. Each weekly session focuses on a new topic, whether it's labels, whether it's failure and obstacles, whether it's about leadership as a lifestyle. We sort of focus and theme each week, and each week builds on the previous, so that by the time we get to the final week, the girls are ready to deliver their final project, which answers the question, what kind of person do they want to be? And this isn't just about a specific career or a specific industry. It's more about the character traits that they want to have. And I always ask them, if somebody had to describe you in a couple words, what would you want your friends and family and teachers to say about you? And then how can you build a life that helps live up to those words and goals and expectations? The words that come out of your mouth have lasting power. Okay, so this is a visual to show. Even when you say something and then apologize, you still said it. And you can take some of it back, but you can't always take the full thing back. The Cross the Line activity, I think, is definitely one of the girls' favorites. And it's awesome because it gives girls who maybe are a bit shyer or wouldn't usually feel comfortable to share personal things about themselves to express these things without actually having to say any words. So it starts off with simple things like cross the line if you're an only child, cross the line if you have brown hair. And then it moves into some heavier topics. Things like cross the line if you've ever been bullied. Cross the line if you've ever felt like you were not good enough. Cross the line if you have a physical disability. Cross the line if you have a learning disability. And suddenly you start to see the emotions in the room change. It goes from something where it's kind of like fun and light at the beginning to suddenly more serious topics, and the girls respond in a powerful way. Cross the line if you have ever been embarrassed by how much money your parents make. Cross the line if your parents are divorced or separated.
It felt so good to be able to cross that line and not feel like I was being judged, not feel like I was something that I'm not, feel like something that I am, something that I'm able to be.
With every statement, it forces the girls to reflect, and it forces them to think about difficult topics, and it's such a great activity, especially when you have girls who are shyer. And more often than not, I find that girls are really brave, and they did share such personal things without even saying a word, and that helped open up the group dynamics in a really powerful way. These are the labels that people place on you. And the important thing that I want you to take from this is that we have the power to decide what sticks. The week where we focus on labels is another week that I think really stands out for the girls. This is an opportunity to sit down and think about every single negative label that somebody's ever placed upon you in your life. And at first I'm like, okay, this is going to be a bit heavy, and I only want you to write down what you're comfortable with. But the girls respond, and they'll start to put down some things that, would be really uncomfortable to maybe have somebody know that you've been called this name or this phrase, but they put it down. And you start to see that it's almost like this therapeutic process of writing it down. These are maybe things that girls have kept in their minds and in their hearts and have held on to, and to actually write it all down and see it in front of them. And then to take a look around and see that all these other girls have been called so many other labels and names, and many of them are the same names and the same labels. We then turn to positive labels. What are some of the positive things that people have told me? You know, maybe I'm smart, or I'm kind, or I'm a good friend, or whatever it might be. And so they get to start filling up the desk in front of them with both the negative and now the positive labels, and they can kind of see them side by side. I often heard from girls that thinking about the positive labels was harder than it was to think of the negative labels. And I found that really interesting because it kind of tells us that the negative labels, even maybe if you don't hear them as frequently, which many of the girls said that they did hear those more frequently than positive labels, they're the ones that have the most sticking power. They're the labels that kind of you hold on to and you really start to believe these things about yourself, especially if you hear them on a repeated basis. But the best part about the labels activity is when we actually have the girls put the negative labels on themselves, and I make them say it out loud, you know, whether it has swear words or negative words, whatever it is, they're saying it out loud if they feel comfortable to do so.
You're a loser. You're hyper. You're mentally ill.
That's what's real, and that's what was said to them, and they need to kind of take it back. So they put these labels on themselves, and then one by one, I have the girls turn to their partner and remove the negative label and replace it with one of their positive labels.
You're smart.
You're not annoying.
You're not aggravating.
I really like the activity where we did the sticky notes, because it was like when people they're like, oh, you're not this, you're this, and it was just like it just felt nice because people are like, who, like, why would they call you that? That's not true. And I was just like replacing it. I really liked that.
And that whole experience, the feeling in the room when that activity takes place is just incredible. It's amazing to see girls getting upset for each other. You know, I can't believe somebody called you this. I can't believe you've ever felt this way before. And putting on that kind, positive note, giving them something new, something with hope and something with love and something with kindness. And that to me is beautiful.
Today we're talking about obstacles. We're talking about those moments in your life which happen to all of us that make you maybe doubt yourself.
The program's called Girl Talk, so it's all about breaking down barriers for girls and giving them an outlet and an opportunity to share. Whether it's silent through activities like Cross the Line, but they're still sharing in different ways, or actually having discussions as a group and talking about some of the issues that they have on their mind. I think what makes Girl Talk's programs unique is that we relate to the girls on a personal, big sister kind of level. Myself and the girls on my team, we've been through a number of our own challenges and experiences, and I like that our team has diverse backgrounds. You know, we have girls who are willing to share and open up on our team, which makes the girls that we work with so much more comfortable because they know that we've been there and they know that we can share from our experiences and they can kind of look up to us as mentors to help guide them. We also make ourselves available outside of the classroom. I would receive messages from girls through Instagram or through email or through Facebook with them kind of highlighting some of the things that they took away from the day and sharing their personal story. And I think that real, relatable, down-to-earth connection in the classroom and outside is so important when you're trying to reach these girls in a really intimate way. One of our biggest events of the year for Girl Talk Empowerment is Girl Talk Day. It's a one-day pep rally which takes place in Toronto and brings together 1,200 girls from across the Greater Toronto area for a day of leadership and empowerment. And I was so excited that thanks to our gold sponsor, Vaughan Mills Shopping Centre, and our silver sponsor, TD Bank Group, every single girl who was part of the Girl Talk Leadership Certificate program got a free ticket to attend this day, which was great because Girl Talk Day reinforced the messages of our Leadership Certificate program and helped the girls see that this movement, this idea of being empowered, was bigger than just at their school. It was something that many people were connecting to from all over. And I think it helped them see that, you know, when they finish the Girl Talk Leadership program, that's not the end. It's really just the beginning and an opportunity for them to see, okay, I've come this far, I earned my leadership certificate, now how can I actually go make my mark? How can I take this to the next level? Thank you to the Durham District School Board for making this possible, for inviting me into your schools to work with some of your girls. And to all of the teachers and staff and administrators and executives working at the board who helped make all of this happen. I'm just so grateful, because if we don't have people in your positions caring about our young people, and in this case particularly caring about some of the unique challenges that girls face, then I think these girls are missing out. And so because of you and because of your support, we were able to reach over 200 girls between the grades of grade 6 and 8, and to me that's something to be proud of.
I am confident in that I can be a world changer, and us girls need to stick together.
In the Girl Talk program, I learned to stand up and accept who I am, to be a leader, and to help others change the world.
I learned that it's okay to be myself, it's okay to be who I want to be. It's amazing to be a world changer and to help others.
I learned that I'm not alone in this struggle that's life. We always have somebody if we need them, and I learned that it's amazing to be a leader and we can all do it.
It also helps me because it makes myself feel good about myself, and encourage me. Like, I can do it. Like, yes, it might be hard, but if I keep trying, then I will get it. And thank you, Girl Talk, for that.